Hi, welcome. I am Nikki Dillon, and welcome to Redefine Perfect. Together, we're going to move on your mat to integrate you and make you feel stronger and just more connected to yourself. Come and join me. I have no makeup, my hair is a mess, whatever, I dropped off my kids, but I'm here on camera with you because I care about you. I want you to feel your best. When we feel our best, we do our best for ourselves and for the world. First thing we're gonna do is breathe. Inhale, feel the ribs expand. Exhale, I want you to feel the rib cage gently drop towards the floor, using your hands to gently cue it. At the same time, I want you to feel your belly weaving in. We're not pushing our back flat, we're just drawing in like there's a marble in the center of our body. And then inhale, let it all relax. Let it all relax, expand the ribs. And do that again. Exhale, ribs go down. Belly weaves in, maintaining the natural curve of your spine. And then do that again. So inhale, you relax, exhale. I typically do 5 to 10 of these breaths to warm up. So keep breathing on your own. You're gonna maintain this kind of corset-y feeling around the belly. And we're gonna try some bridge poses. So I want you to take your hands onto your front pelvic bones, those sticky outy bones at the front of your pelvis. And I want you to imagine them going straight up towards the ceiling. Your feet are a comfortable distance from your body. Inhale. Exhale, push into the feet. Hips go straight up. Thigh bones go forward. You don't have to come up very high. In fact, if you feel any kind of ickiness in the back, I want you to stay nice and low. And then inhale, you lower. You can even add in, as you exhale and lift up, the rib cage goes down, so you're stabilizing through the ribs as well, which impacts everything down the chain from hips to knees to feet. And you just keep going. You do about 10 of these, pushing evenly through your feet, right? Your toes are relaxed. Belly's still drawing in, right? The breath is the beginning of everything. It connects to a lot of different muscles and joints in the body, so the way we breathe really impacts the way we move. And then coming down to rest. Let all the muscles in your legs relax, your belly relax, shoulders relax. Always give yourself this chance to let go of the tension, to release, and let your body settle and adjust to the changes you've made with the movement. We'll do that again. Exhale, 1. This last time I want you to hold up and pause. So belly is drawing in. We're not scooping the butt underneath us. We've got that nice natural curve. Backs of the thighs, the hamstrings are engaged, booty is engaged, and then you're going to relax the shoulders. So our muscles have several different ways that they engage for us. When we're warming up, we want to touch on the different ways to engage the muscles. So you have the release and engage, the quicker twitch muscles, and then you have the endurance, right? So can you keep the muscles engaged for an extended period of time? I want you to pay attention to when you start to might feel an ache in the back, or you feel your shoulders can't release. Or maybe you even can't breathe, right? When our body becomes stressed out, our breath changes. So all of these things are signals for how our body feels. If you're still with me, we'll hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the pelvis, let everything relax. You might even sway your knees from side to side. We're gonna take what we've done and we're gonna continue to layer on. We're just gonna keep adding more demand onto the core. So you'll take an inhale. As you exhale, the rib cage will draw down. You'll get that tautness through the entire core. You can even imagine the back like a corset drawing in. Relax the shoulders. And then march your right knee up. And then lower it down. Inhale. Exhale, march your left knee up. Lower down. We're keeping this trunk of the core in the same position, and we're isolating from the hips. Now the hips anatomically are where your thigh bone and your pelvis meet. So when you march up, it's that crease of your yoga pants. A few things to notice is, are you arching your back, right? Kind of dumping into the low back. I want you to keep the ribs down, keep the core taut. Are you moving the pelvis as you go instead of the hip? So again, bringing that awareness to the body. What part of my body am I moving? This is not only good for mindfulness, but also just for finding optimal movement in your life, right? So think about picking up something off of the ground. If you're always bending from your back, eventually your back might get angry at you. But if you are hinging at your hips, you're able to isolate that part of your body, a part of your body that's meant to hinge thousands upon thousands of times in your life, then it's just a little bit more sustainable, right? So we're educating ourselves and kind of coming back to how we moved when we were kids. All right, take a break, let your legs relax. Let your jaw relax. Let your deep belly relax. Inhale deeply. Exhale out through the mouth. Let the back of your neck relax, the space in between your eyebrows. We want to be able to face challenges with a sense of ease and grounding. So here on the mat, we face our challenges, but we also remember to come back to center and let go of tension. All right, so now we've gotten glutes, deep core, six pack, we've gotten all of that. I want to do a little bit more of the side core and obliques. So go ahead and pick up your hips, scooch them to the left, roll on to whichever side you like. Take your right arm, right forearm, and place it on the ground. Elbow is directly underneath the shoulders. Bend your knees. You can kind of feel what feels best for you. Top hand comes onto the hip. Take an inhale. As you exhale, push into your bottom arm so the shoulder gets engaged, the top part of the core. You can stick with that, or you can lift the hips up. Inhale, lower down, sitting down into the right hip, letting everything relax. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower. Keep pushing the forearm into the ground, lift up. And lower. So keep doing this. Be mindful here. We tend to, we're looking at screens all day. Our head is going forward. Where our head position is impacts the rest of our spine and even the way that our core engages and the way that we breathe. So after you've kind of figured out the movement, I want you to become aware of where your head is. Maybe even bring the hand behind the head. Move the head back. Drop the ribs down. Same thing we've been doing. And lift and lower. When our head comes in line, it'll be a little harder, right? The core will engage a little bit more, but that's what we want. That's what we want. All right. And then you're just gonna simply roll and do it on the other side. Taking a moment, for example, I notice that I have like all this tension in the back of my neck and my jaw. So in between sides, just let that go. Left forearm down, elbow underneath the shoulder. That just helps with physics. That gives you a little bit more stability in the joint of the shoulder. And then we're gonna add muscle tension to make sure that that grows stronger and more stable. So take an inhale. As you exhale, push the forearm into the ground. Almost try to lift up out of that shoulder. You can stick with that, right? You inhale, go down, exhale, push. Or you can add on by lifting the hips. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, sitting into the hip. Notice how my hip is coming down. I'm sitting back. This is also good for hip mechanics. Lift up and down. Up and down. And I'm noticing, right, the same thing that I told you to look out for on the first side. Head is forward. So I'm going to take my hand behind my head, gently move the head back. I can even open up the elbow. My ribs are flaring right now. They're going forward, so I'm just going to take an exhale. Remember what it feels like to have the ribs on the floor, and then lift from that place. Right? Integrating from all sides, softening the jaw, even softening the gaze. And we'll do about 5 more of these. All right, so I want you to come to lying down on your belly. And we're gonna move the breath into parts of our body that might be a little congested. So make a pillow for your head with your hands. You can also grab a block or a pillow. And let your legs just relax. You can bring your big toes together and let your heels flop open. That encourages a release at the low back. Always, always listen to the intelligence of your body. If something doesn't feel right, then it's probably not right for you. And I encourage you to just find a place that feels sustainable for you, that feels like you can get comfortable, that you can breathe within. Shoulders relax. Take an inhale, breathing into your back. As you exhale, you can feel your belly on the ground. Can you feel the ribs just melt into the core, into the back? And then just breathe. Inhale. Exhale. I also really want you to let go of tension every time you exhale. So feel your shoulders relax. Jaw, forehead. And if there's any kind of like sticky thought or something going on or distraction, each time you exhale and relax your body, can you also let go of that thought? All right, we're gonna get our hamstrings going. Bring your legs so they're now hips width distance and roll the kneecaps towards the ground. Take an inhale. As you exhale, pull the right heel in towards your butt. And then lower down nice and slow. Inhale. Exhale, pull the right heel towards the butt. That's all I want you to do. Going down and up at the same pace. Being mindful that you're not clenching the butt to do this, that the effort is really happening in the hamstring. And you're adding the breath, right? You're reminding yourself of the softness. You're not trying too hard here. We're specific in this practice, but we're not gripping. We're gonna do about 5 more. Leg comes down. Let everything relax for a second. And then we go to the second side. Inhale. Exhale, heel to the butt. Keep going. You might notice that the sides feel different. Our bodies are not symmetrical, okay? So when we get really tuned into our bodies and we allow each side to be its own experience, we start to bring the sides of our body a little bit more into harmony with one another. And last one. Good. Let the legs relax. Let your low back relax. Take 5 deep breaths. Inhale into the back. Exhale, relax, release. Things might feel a little different now. Inhale into the back. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Hands underneath the shoulders. Push into the hand. Shoulders are on the back, and on an exhale, push yourself back.
Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you feel integrated and strong, and let me know what you thought, and like and subscribe so we can do more of this together. All right, have an awesome day.